It's Friday, June 28th, and when it's Friday, you know what that means. It's time for Comics Forever. Welcome back to Comics Forever, the weekly show where I tell you about all the comics that we love that you should be reading. We've got all DC books this week, catch you up on the big event that's coming out, and a new release of an old title. So let's check it out. First up, Absolute Power Ground Zero #1. This one is by basically everyone who's writing all the big DC books right now. This is the prequel to the big Absolute Power event that's kicking off next week. So, basically Absolute Power has been building up for the last year or so in Batman, Superman / Action Comics, and in Titans. Now, don't be intimidated. If you haven't been reading all of those titles, this one-shot is a perfect catch-up. It tells you all about Batman and the failsafe robot that he's been dealing with, all about Superman and Queen Brainiac and how that came about, as well as Amanda Waller and all the messed up stuff that she's been getting up to in Titans and now across the entire DC universe. This is a perfect jumping on point to catch you up on all that stuff, as well as get you hyped for the big event. So make sure you get this issue and make sure you pre-order Absolute Power #1 coming out next week. And now for a book that needs no explanation, introduction, any gravitas from me, Watchmen by the iconic Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons. If you're not familiar with Watchmen, that's totally fine. No gatekeeping here. It is an iconic, seminal work by these two creators, taking down and deconstructing the superhero genre and kind of the vibe of the Cold War and the 80s paranoia. And it is one of the greatest books of all time. Not just comic books, books. All time. All across the board. And that's just me saying that. It is a personal opinion of mine, but it's a widely shared opinion across everything. But the reason I'm talking about it, it is now re-released in this compact size. For comparison, this is the regular size Watchmen that we've been selling for years and years and years. And now you get it in a nice compact size. So I think the idea is that they're trying to make comic books a little bit more approachable and a little bit less intimidating, just because, this book can be a hell of a lot more daunting than this book, despite being the exact same content. It's a little shrunk down. I also think the price point is a really good selling point. $10, guys. $10. 12 issue, one of the most iconic comic books of all time, and you can get it for $10. Crazy. I love it. I love making all comic books more accessible, but especially Watchmen. So if you've been waiting to pull the trigger on this one, or maybe you've just been intimidated by its gravitas and the reputation that comes before it, don't be silly. If you don't understand anything, you can always come talk to me and Brian. That's what we're here for. But the price is no object at this point, because you can get it for $10. That is it for this week's Comics Forever. Thank you for joining me. If you need more comic book recommendations in the meantime, make sure you check out my podcast, Tales from the Short Box. Our season break is about to be over soon, so make sure you get in on the ground floor of the new season. If you are unable to shop with us in-store, make sure you go to bravenewworldscomics.com, where you can find these and many more, hundreds of thousands of titles. And since I mentioned Absolute Power #1 coming out next week, you can sign up with the Comic Hub app and choose us as your store, and you can start a pull list and update your pull list all from the comfort of your own home. So if you haven't checked out the Comic Hub app and you've been shopping with us or have been thinking about it, highly recommend you do that, and letting us know what you want ahead of time is best for everyone, because make sure you get your books on time, make sure we order enough, it's all the best. So check out Comic Hub, check out bravenewworldscomics.com, check out my podcast, check out all the things. And until next Friday, Comics Forever.